In this video, we'll look at the biggest new artists of each year on the Billboard year-end charts since 2000. Where are they now? For 2000, it was Cisco. He blazed onto the scene with Incomplete and the classic Thong Song. He won 6 BBMAs in 2000. He hasn't been active in music, as he dropped his latest album back in 2010. He is currently on a TV show called American Song Contest. For 2001, it was Lifehouse. Lifehouse had the biggest song of 2001. They have been semi-active since that year, dropping 7 albums. Their most recent project was an EP. They dropped on November 26, 2021. For 2002, it was Ashanti. She became popular quick with her collaborations with Ja Rule, and the second biggest song of that year, Foolish. She dropped her most recent album in 2014 and has been touring her discography for the last couple of years. She also went into the film industry, starring in multiple movies and TV shows. For 2003, it was Justin Timberlake. He was the biggest artist of that year after he went solo and dropped his debut studio album, Justified. He is a legend in the music industry and one of the biggest hit makers of all time. He dropped his latest album in 2018 and recently has been featured on songs. He also acts and was a star in big movies. For 2004, it was Kanye West. He came into prominence after he dropped his debut album as a rapper, The College Dropout. He is one of the most influential artists of all time. He's still dropping new music, adding to his legendary discography. For 2005, it was Gwen Stefani. She was considered a new artist after she went solo and released her chart topper, Holla Back Girl. Her latest album is a Christmas album. She dropped in 2017. She dropped new music as recently as 2020, a duet with her husband Blake Shelton. For 2006, it was Chris Brown. He was supposed to be the new prince of R&B when he dropped his debut album at the age of 16. His career took a detour due to his own actions, but was back on track years later. He is one of the world's best-selling artists, but there will always be an asterisk next to his name. For 2007, it was Daughtry. Daughtry was a band formed on the 5th season of American Idol, with the lead singer Chris Daughtry. Their debut album has sold more than 6 million copies in the US. They are still active, dropping their most recent album in September 2021. For 2008, it was Leona Lewis. She came into prominence after she won the 3rd season of The X Factor and dropped her breakout single, Bleeding Love. Her latest offering was a Christmas album, released in November 2021. For 2009, it was Lady Gaga. She stepped onto the scene dominating 2009 with 2 of the 3 biggest songs of the year. She has become an icon and one of the biggest artists of the past 15 years. She became an accomplished actor, and her latest music project was a Top Gun Maverick soundtrack. For 2010, it was Kesha. Kesha was inescapable back in 2010. She was struggling in the mid-2010s, checking into rehab in January 2014. She sued her producer Dr. Luke for nasty crimes, and these days, she's doing a tour on a cruise. For 2011, it was Wiz Khalifa. He became popular due to his mixtapes and his smash hit Black and Yellow. He's no longer dropping mainstream hits, but has a considerable fan base still. His brand is weed, and that never gets old. Just look at Snoop. For 2012, it was One Direction. The band was formed on the 7th season of The X Factor in 2010, and they became one of the biggest boy bands of all time. They conquered the world and announced their breakup in 2016. These days, they're all doing big things as solo artists. For 2013, it was Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. They swept everything in that year after they broke through with their single, Thrift Shop. Their most recent album was dropped in 2016. On October 25, 2021, they posted on IG, hinting at an upcoming project. For 2014, it was Iggy Azalea. She got thrust into the spotlight with the success of Fancy. That freestyle became a meme and kind of killed her career. She's still dropping music, as her latest album was dropped in 2021. For 2015, it was Fetty Wap. He became popular after he released Trap Queen, and radio hit after radio hit followed. He dropped all he had in that year and then fell off. His latest album was dropped in 2021. For 2016, it was Bryson Tiller. He went mainstream with the success of Don't, back in the Vine days. His first album gave a name to a new genre, trap soul. He dropped his latest album in 2022. For 2017, it was Lil Uzi Vert. He was the product of the SoundCloud era, and XO Tour Life became a streaming giant in 2017. He dropped his latest album, Eternal Take, on the 6th of March 2020, and the deluxe a week later. For 2018, it was Cardi B. She shot right to the top with her debut single, Bodak Yellow, and continued the momentum with her debut studio album. She has been dropping multiple singles since then, and still hasn't dropped a second album. For 2019, it was Billie Eilish. Her come-up was amazing in 2018 and 19, with the release of her first album, as she swept all the awards that year. She followed up her first album with a great second. She is one of the brightest young stars in music. For 2020, it was Roddy Rich. He broke through with the viral success of The Box. His first album was low-key a classic. I can't say that for his second. I hope he comes back with a better effort on his next one. For 2021, it was Olivia Rodrigo. She debuted with a splash with her first album, Sour. It is one of the most streamed albums of all time. We are all waiting for her next album. Thank you very much. Subscribe.